everybody, welcome to my channel. My name's Jo, I am Belushi Stitches here on Flosstube and also over on Instagram. This is a channel about cross stitch. If you're new here, thank you for stopping by. Please let me know in the comments how you found me. If someone mentioned my channel or pointed you in this direction, I'd like to say thank you to them. And if you're returning, thank you very much for coming back. If you do like this video, whether you're new or returning, please hit the like button, which is the thumbs up below, and subscribe if you're not yet subscribed. So it's been, I think, around a month since my last Flosstube. I should have checked that beforehand. I don't even know what number this is. And it's going to be quite a short one today. I am limited for time and really wanted to show you kind of what I've been working on. I've got some finishes, some whips, whatever, I'll just get on with it. So what I am doing currently is working on 3 projects each weekend, or more often than not I'm not working on those 3 projects. So I'm not going to show you them today. I have done some progress on them, on all 3 of them since my last update, but it's not a huge amount, so I will save that for next time when it's a slightly bigger update. But those 3 are Snail House Grape, which is part of the Snail House Saturday Stitchalong with Emma X Stitching. I call it Magwayen Sunday, but it's part of the Teresa Made Me Do It SAL, where I'm stitching Magwayen from Bella Filipina every Sunday when Teresa has a live. And I haven't done a huge amount of progress on that one because Teresa's been on holiday and been away from her live streams for a couple of weeks, so I haven't really been stitching on it. So there is some progress, but as I said, not a huge amount, so I'll show you that next time. And then the 3rd one is Mill Hill Mondays, where I'm stitching the Cappuccino Mill Hill kit. So I'm not going to show you those today. I'm going to show you what I've been up to since I last saw you. So I'm going to keep my hand over the finishes section, otherwise you'll get some spoilers, even though you'll probably see it anyway. But this is my book of days, which I managed to not call end of days. As you can see, I stitched every day. I worked on 8 projects, I think. Yeah, worked on 8 projects. I've got 3 finishes for you, one of which is actually FFO'd. You'll all be so proud of me. And for the whole of March I stitched 16,000 stitches. So the first one that I worked towards a finish on was Astronaut. This is by Unconventional X Stitch. I haven't yet posted on Instagram. If you follow me on Instagram, my address is below, but I haven't yet put any of my finishes on Instagram because I wanted to film here first and then put them on. But yeah, if you follow me on Instagram, you would have seen that this was a pretty background heavy, 2 or 3 colours heavy piece, and I was purposefully working the background and all the kind of astronaut suit to get to the visor for the last bit. So I wish really that I'd shown you sort of progress. I could have taken more photos of kind of progress to show where I stitched, but I think in every single Flosstube that I've mentioned this one, I've explained what I was planning on doing, and I did that. So it won't be a shock to anyone that I ended up finishing on the visor with the reflection of Earth. So this is 30,000 stitches. This is fully framed, wouldn't you know, and here it is. I think if I do this, then you can see it. Okay, I'll just do this. It's reflecting off the ceiling. So I went for a black frame. It's from Amazon. It was about $8.99. I'll put a link in below where it is. But I'm going to bring this one in. It's going to be full of glare, but you can see the stitched area. I find up close it's really pixelated, really bobbly. I also forgot to iron it before I framed it, so I'll probably redo it at some point, but today I don't really care. Really pixelated, but from far away, not even that far away, I feel like it's got a really good feel to it, and it makes, I don't know, it makes me very happy. Can you see my camera? Yeah. It makes me really happy to look at this one. So it's framed. I chose some black mat board for this one, the foam board, sorry, and I pinned it badly. It was actually really badly skewed and warped at the corners, so more of a kind of almost, I mean, not a diamond shape, but it had pulled more in 2 corners. But as I started pinning, it just sort of worked out fine. I just kept going and it worked out okay, but you can see the frame here is really quite ornate and really lightweight, really cheap in terms of cost, but quite, you know, reasonably heavy duty. It's also got quite a deep recess, and the glass, even though it doesn't look like it, the glass is actually, sorry, it's not glass at all, it's plastic, but it's quite muted, so any reflection isn't really clear reflection. It's really, I'm really chuffed with it. So yeah, I'm gonna get 2 of these, I think, for the cryptids and supernatural Sal. I think that would be really cool. I think that kind of ornate frame is exactly what I'm looking for, so you'll probably see this again. In fact, there's another 2 pieces I'm going to show you today that I think will be good in this sort of frame. So Astronaut is finished, fully finished. So that's Astronaut. Okay, so I'm going to kind of do this in the order that I stitched them, sort of. And the next one that I worked on was Spring Hare. So this is part of a stitch along with Emma from Emma X Stitching as part of our SALQueens Stitchalongs. Speaking of which, we have a Facebook group, so if you're interested in joining us, we are SALQueens and Friends on Facebook, and come and join. Spring Hare is this one. It was to be stitched February, March and April. You could split it and do whichever bits you wanted to do in any colours, any fabric, just to stitch along with us. It was really hard to come by after we agreed to do this one on, as a stitch along. It was then really hard to come by, so I think there are more people that would like to join this one later on, which you can at any time. It's by La Di Da. So I originally started this one on using 3371 and was it? No, 3799, kind of dark grey colour, and I got not very far. Well, it wasn't too bad. I'd done something like 80 stitches or something, probably more than that, and just decided I didn't like the colour, so I actually went with a dark brown instead. So I can't remember 100% what company it is, but it's called Dark Chocolate, and it's this grey variegated, no it's not, it's a brown variegated floss, and you can see that was the colour I chose originally and decided I wanted to stitch this one. So I changed my mind, which is really good. I'm really pleased. Yeah, I'm really pleased with my decision. So here is Spring Hare so far. Isn't it cute? So I've done all of this in the same colour. This is on 40 count, Picture This Plus Legacy. I'm stitching this one in hand. Tiny, tiny. Isn't it cute? The bow tie is coloured in the pattern in the lighter brown colour, so I might do that later, or I might pick a different colour. I'll probably pick a very different colour. But here he is so far. Got the double border stitched up, and then this box to go around the first letter. Was A? Yeah, A of the alphabet. So for April, the plan is to get this one finished, and so I have to stitch the alphabet. I'll just put them up together. Not a huge amount left now. I just have to find a colour that I like. There we go. Sorry for the glare. So yeah, it's a bit darker than the called for, but I really like I prefer it a bit more bold. There's the pattern in terms of the lighter brown is on the alphabet, and then it's colouring in the bow tie, but I think I'll do something slightly different. But yeah, so that's Spring Hare. So plan for April, find a colour that I like, finish the alphabet, colour in the bow tie, and that's it, done. The hashtag for this one is Hello Hare, nice spring in your step. So if you want to find that one on Instagram, you can, and if you want to see it in the Facebook group, then just type in that hashtag in the Facebook group and you'll be able to see people who've posted that, so long as they have included the hashtag. That was difficult to get out. May as well show you as well while I'm here. I ordered more of these project bags, but I've ordered really, really small ones. So this is the size of that chart that I just showed you. It's probably A5, I think. I've got an A4 one here as well. And then that's the A5 one. It's really, really, comparison. It's really small. And then I've got the giant A3 ones, which most of my projects are in. But I've moved all my projects around now, so they are in the smaller bags, medium bags and the large bags. So my next finish to show you is a favourite of mine from ages ago, and I stopped stitching it because mainly I just enjoyed it so much, but I actually took a gap of 433 days. So I stitched on this one in, I don't know, 2021, and then I didn't pick it up again until March 2023, so there was a gap of 433 days, which is atrocious, so I must remedy that. I absolutely love this piece. It's on 36 count pumpkin. It's by Lakeside Needlecraft. The kit, pattern, fabric is all available there. It's called Halloween Candlesticks. And there's this one. I absolutely loved this one. Oh, it was just amazing. Amazing to stitch. So much fun to stitch. I did the back stitch afterwards. I stitched out the green monster. There's the head of a monster next to the frog, and then his hand is kind of on the other side of one of the candlesticks next to the potion bottle there with the crossed bones. I stitched him out. I just didn't like him so much, so I took him out. I think it looks alright without him. Yeah, it's so cool. Sorry, it's a bit dark. Absolutely love this one, and I took the time as well to stitch around the candlesticks. Really close up in the pattern, if you have a digital copy and you can zoom in, you can see that the candlesticks themselves are actually back stitched. You can barely see it, but it is there, and so I did stitch all of it. I've got a couple of pictures which I will insert now, where I did a comparison. So I stitched either one candlestick and not the other, or I stitched half a candlestick and I'm showing the other one is unstitched. And actually it makes such a difference back stitching around the whole of the candlestick. It really shows up much more bold. I really liked it. I really liked the effect. If I'd done a bit and I thought, well, it doesn't make any difference, or I don't like it, I would have taken it out and I wouldn't have bothered doing the whole thing. But for me it made a huge difference, so I did do that. Yeah, and I had to fudge a little bit around here because this is where the monster's hand, so the monster is here and then his hand comes up here and sort of is over the candlestick base. So I kind of fudged that one and did it myself, and it's kind of worked out okay. There's a number of bits I didn't put in. There's more. I've got two spiders here which made sense to me. The frog's looking up, and I'd already, this was part 2, 4, can't remember, but I'd already stitched the body of this one, so I was fine just to do that one. But there's other spiders in here that I haven't done. I think there's one in the O over here, maybe one over here, I can't remember, which I decided not to do. And then a couple of spiders I think hanging, or cobwebs hanging from the top, but because I don't know how I'm going to frame it, I worried that they would just be sort of, I guess, hanging in the air. Maybe if the frame comes here and then they hang from the frame, it might look good, but because I haven't done that bit yet, I don't know how that would look, so I wasn't sure, so I left them out. And then there's also kind of crosses or kind of orange sparkles at the top, which I left out as well. So I think it's fine. I'm happy with it. I'm more than happy with it. I absolutely love it. So at this point I was very much in the Halloween finishing phase, and I went straight for probably my least stitched piece, but the one that I love. I'd done like 27 stitches in the leaf, outline of one of the leaves, and it was something like that, or 60 stitches or something, and I hadn't stitched on this one since, well, I don't know since, but 149 days was the gap. So I started it whenever, and then 149 days later I picked it up. I actually then finished this in about 7 days. I just went for it. This is Dracula's Confession by Lindy Stitches. I stitched this one on 36 count Murky by Picture This Plus, and it's finished. I love it so much. Yeah. I had honestly done a tiny bit of the outline. Just bring this one in. There's back stitch at the top, and then his eyes as well are back stitched. Not a huge amount of colours, as you can tell. I used a silk for the main body, and interestingly, the silk didn't look at all variegated when you're sort of holding it and looking at it, but once you've stitched it you can see the variegation in the grey. It was absolutely brilliant. It was dinky dyes. Yeah, and then I changed a tiny bit of the wording at the bottom. The model stitch versus the pattern, I think, were sort of, well, not the model stitch, but a photo that Lindy Stitches had put on their Instagram looked slightly different, so I just kind of fudged, I think, an extra space between here or something, I can't really remember. But yeah, absolutely beautiful. I did 2 strands of back stitch. That was a lot. And it's finished. So I think that this one, in one of the frames from the same company that the Astronaut is framed in, I think will look amazing. So I am going to look to do a bit of an order. Yeah. Isn't he cute? Love it. I love this one. So then I went on to one of my whips. This is Nun Harvesting Phalluses by Dr. Kristi from Kristi's Corner Needlework. This is part of the Low Hanging Fruit SAL. Myself and Kelly from Animal Instinct, Animal Stitches, we decided to stitch this one starting in February the 14th start. I'm stitching this one 40 count, yeah, picture this plus legacy, it's the same as the spring hare. 1 strand, sewing in hand, like sewing method. So I found this one stitched up quite quickly, but it is quite dense, stitch heavy on some of the particular colours. So it took a little bit longer than I thought it was going to take. I kind of in my head thought it's this tiny little piece, but it's not. But it's wonderful. So I'm gonna show this. Well, this is how it looks at the moment. These are the bits I can show you without showing you stuff. So I'm gonna show you this, and then I'm gonna put a disclaimer in, and I'm gonna whip the post-its off, and it's a warning. If you don't want to see, please skip forward a couple of minutes. This is not going to be suitable for eyes of children or people of sensitive natures, or anyone that doesn't want to see what she's clearly harvesting. The pattern is called Nun Harvesting Phalluses. So if you're unsure, I suggest pause now, Google it, make your decision. That's that. So I'm going to show this now. This is fully finished. It's absolutely wonderful. This is the first in the medieval marginalia. So just to confirm as well that this is, oh, if I can find the photo, I'll put it in. This is, Kristi's charted this from a medieval manuscript, medieval text. And it's a genuine photo from 14th, 15th century. Oh my goodness, my memory is shot. This is a historical piece. And it's this one. Yay! Oh, she's so cool. The tree looks a bit like a brain, doesn't it? I'm just going to leave that there. And then the basket, look at the basket. I just love it. Absolutely love this one. I'm going to frame them all individually. I'm going to take it down now. I'm going to frame them all individually. And I'm going to stitch at the bottom. I'm going to kind of cite the document name. So it's got like a volume number and like the equivalent of a page number, that sort of thing, and just make sure that it's like referenced, cite the reference at the bottom. I don't know if I'm going to, yeah, I don't know how exactly to frame that. I'd like to also frame it with a picture of the actual painting. If you're interested in these, Kristi has an Etsy store, and also there's another one coming. They're just so cool. I just think they're absolutely wonderful. So yeah, I think Kelly and I are going to stitch them all. Thank you, Kristi, for such a wonderful wonderful pattern. I look forward to more of this nature, or not of this nature, but you know. So that one was finished as well. So yeah, I had 3 finishes: Astronaut, Halloween Candlesticks, Dracula's Confession. Those 3 were in March, and then in April I finished the Nun. That was finished, and then I had a day off. I didn't stitch anything, and then I picked up something that I wasn't really planning on. So I planned on just working through all my non-full coverages, smallest stitch count to largest, so I could clear up some space in my whips. And I actually picked up this one. This is a Gecko Rouge kit. It's Lorna Laine's Robin, and I just went mad on it for the last 2 days. I've stitched about 2,500 stitches in 2 days, and I've moved it on so much, I'm going to stick with it, I think. Well, I don't know, mind. This is confetti, and I know previously I mentioned, what piece was it? Oh, it was my cat's, the piece called Love. And I said, oh, this one's full of confetti. It's not full of confetti, it's just full of colour changes. This one is full of confetti. Every single, like, leaf has probably got 40 colours in it. And I whittle them down, so I do the most, I choose the symbol with the most amount of colours in that leaf, and I'll stitch that. And then you end up with 7 or 8 one-off stitches where you can't do like a pin start because you're on the outside border. You can't do an end, so you have to put your tail underneath, and it becomes really bulky. Anyway, I'll show you now, but this is where I was before. I'd done this chap, and I'd done some, get it to focus on me, not on me, sorry. I'd done some of these leaves, and then I had some of this, this bit here to sort of fill in ninja stitches, just stitches on their own. And then, this is only 2 days, this is 2,500 stitches. Oh, 25 count 1 over 1. I've done all of this. I've done all of this. All of this. Whee! Absolutely tremendous work by myself, if I do say so myself. I'm shocked at how quickly, I managed to get it going. It's so cool and really vibrant. And if you remember, I said last time, I don't have the cover photo to hand. If I can find a photo, I will. This is probably one of the most accurate looking full coverages. It actually looks like the photo, and it will, once it's finished, putting them side by side at this sort of distance, you won't be able to tell the difference. You won't be able to tell that this is a cross stitch. Up close you can, because you can see the colour changes. It's a bit blocky, but from further away, you won't be able to see that in a minute. Sorry, my voice is croaky. What I just wanted to show you is, if I can put it on an angle, you might be able to see how thick this is. Oh, I'm just going to change camera. Battery. Okay, I had to change battery. What was I doing? Oh yeah, I don't know if you can see how kind of bulky, bobbly this is, with so much stuff in it. It's really thick here. You can't really see. Can't really tell. Anyway, stop making. You can't really see it a huge amount, but yeah, this bit in particular is really bulky. There's just so many colours in there, and there's nowhere, like, you can't hide the thread up here anywhere. Anyway, it's fine. Yeah, this is just going into, like, these berries and these flowers. These small ones are horrid to stitch. So I love them, but there's just so much to do. So they're all going to be here. So it's going to be really challenging. I'm not sure I'll be able to stick to this every single day. I think I'll have to do something else, because I think it will just drive me nuts. But this is, I think I'm about 33%. I'm not going to take it out of the hoop, but I have done the other. I'm about level across the whole of the top, and this is about a page. This is about a page to about here. So I'm just going to work my way down. Well, do a bit and then, I don't know, find something else to do. But yeah, isn't it lovely? I think it's lovely. So that's what I'm working on sort of now-ish. So plans for April are to finish Spring Hare, probably keep going on the robin. I'm meeting some stitchy people at the weekend, so I suspect I will probably have a new start. That just seems somewhat on the cards for me. And I need to talk to you about May. So Emma and I have decided to do MerMaynia 2023, and that will include stitching on anything mermaid related in May. So you can either start new stuff or pick up some whips or old whips or whatever, just stitch on something mermaid related. I've decided to do 5 new starts one a week. I'm nearly prepared. So my 5 starts are, and I'm going to show pictures, I'm going to put them here. Not in this order, but my first one to start is Mermaid's Folly by the Courtney collection. Kelly from Animal Instinct is stitching this one. I've also decided to stitch it on Murky, 40 Cat Murky, 3371, I think, just one DMC colour, just no worrying about variegation or having to do any of that business, just one DMC colour. So I'm going to start that one, it's huge, I'm going to do it anyway. So that's the first one, not in this order. RTO have a red mermaid kit, and I think there's a number of people that fancy this one as well, so no doubt we'll be stitching this one. Kelly's also starting this one. I'm then working on the Dark Queen of the Sea Stitchalong from Autumn Laine Stitchery. I'm going to say this every time, I know it's not a mermaid, she's not a mermaid, but for a while there was a It's Not a Mermaid Sal, so for me it's related, so I'm going to stitch on that one. I'm also going to start Curious Mermaid by Autumn Laine Stitchery. I saw this one probably 2 years ago, loved it. The only reason I didn't buy it is because I couldn't get the fabric over here. That is something I need to do now. I either need to go and buy the fabric, get it across here for May at some point, or find a similar colour. It's Sea Lily by Witchold, which I know is available on 123 Stitch, so I might just go for that. And then the fourth one is Mermaid of Salem Bay by Primitive Hare. I bought this one, again, probably 2021. I've bought the feed pack, I've bought the bead pack, the beads to go with it. I've bought the special fabric that's got like a ship on the bottom of it, which you'll see in this photo here. One thing I've just realised I probably need to do is check if I don't even know if I've got any of the floss. I'm going to be starting that every Monday. Is there 5 Mondays in May? Whichever day there's 5 of, I'll be doing it then. I think I have nearly every Monday off in May, which is nice, so I'll probably be doing it on Mondays. And I will also be picking up Snail House, Magwayen, Sunday, Mill Hill Mondays. Like, I really want to do that. And also, if I'm stitching on the robin, as wonderful as that piece is, I don't think I can cope with that amount of confetti every single day. So I think doing sort of, yeah, I think doing 4 days of that one and then doing 3 days of something completely different will be really good for me, while still getting good progress on that one. One last thing that's quite exciting is I've finished the Lakeside Needlecraft Floss Club. It's an 18-month monthly subscription. Yeah, 18-month monthly subscription, where they send you a bag of DMC, including the variegated DMCs. So there's around 500 odd. Here's the bags, sorry for the glare, and they come like this, with a variegated one. Isn't that pretty? So, I bought loads of bobbins, and I've started bobbinating them. Now, I've ummed and ahed for 18 months about what to do with them once I finally got them. I already have a system where I have a drawer system. So I bought 5 of these, I can't remember the name of them now, but I bought 5 of these units, I'll put a picture in, where they've all got individual drawers, and per drawer there's 2 DMC. And I really wanted that because on some projects I had bobbins, on others I had floss drops, on some of them I had full skeins, and one master set would mean that I'd have to finish a piece that I was using floss drops on and bobbinate them, or put the bobbins onto floss drops because my master set was going to be a floss drop one, like the Pip and Chip ones or Annie's Keepers or something. I didn't want that. I wanted just one place to put any format of keeping my floss into. So per drawer you'll have a brand new skein, a bobbin and a floss drop, and then when I come to need that colour I just take a bit off the floss drop, or take the whole floss drop away, or take the skein away, whatever, it doesn't matter, but it's all in one place. that works for me at the moment. So when I've, with these finishes that I've got, I haven't yet put the floss away, but all I have to do, Astronaut for example is on bobbins, Halloween Candlesticks is on like a plastic, hard plastic organiser from Amazon. It's really, really cheap, sort of hard plastic with loads of different holes for floss drops. And I just want to be able to take it off whatever it's on and chuck it in the drawer, leave it there. So that's what I can do, but I really did want a master set. So if I need it, I can use it, but I have to replace it. And I always want, there's no point going, for me, we're all different, but for me, there's no point going through an 18-month monthly thing like this without having it in one place. That was why I did it. I wanted to work my way up, buy them all gradually. In an ideal world, I'd love one of those big DMC chests to put them all in, but that wasn't feasible for me, whereas paying a monthly charge for these, for a bag of these floss and then chucking them in a drawer for a while, that was feasible. So I've done that. So I've decided to have a big, I've decided to put them all in bobbins, master set, bobbinating them all here. And I'll probably need 5 or 6 of these boxes, which I do have. And then, as I said, my plan is just to bobbinate these. They're in one place, and if I need a little bit, I can take a bit off the bobbin. If I need loads, I can order a new skein, or I can take the skein from here. But I'll always have every colour. So even if I only need to start something, and I know I'm going to buy another skein in a week's time in that order, or next month on that order from one of the shops, I can at least start a project, or I can at least do a little bit, and I can just cut a length off the bobbin and use that. And until it starts to really wind down the bobbin, I wouldn't replace it. I'll know I'll always be able to start a project with every colour, and I'll never run out now, well, once they're bobbinated, because I can't find one DMC in that massive bag, but once they're all bobbinated, I know that if I come to a piece and a colour doesn't work and I want to try a different colour, or if I've run out of a colour, I know I'll always have it in the master set and I will always replace it. So it's a really nice feeling to know, it sounds like I've got two systems that don't match each other, and in a way they do, in a way they don't match, but having a master set bobbinated in one place is fine. That's my master set. And then in the drawers is kind of all of the working bits or older bits. So that's my plan as well. But bobbinating this really does dig into stitching time. So I'm not entirely sure how much of this I'll be able to do and get bobbinated. Just a reminder that in June we will be stitching Quiet Please, cross stitcher at work. That's a piece which is available for free from a blog spot. The pattern is by Anna. I'll put the link below. It was quite a popular one during the rounds 2020 or 2021. So I'm hoping some of you want to join us for that. All of our SAL information will be available below, and also in the Facebook group. Facebook Grape, Snail House Grape is on the mind. Obviously it's meant to be, I'm supposed to stitch on that today. It's not Saturday. Anyway, yes, come and join us on the Facebook group if you'd like to. If you do have any questions, please leave them in the comments or message me on Instagram. My email address is also below. It'd be lovely to hear from you. If you are stitching or want to stitch with us for MerMaynia, please do. It would be really cool. So that's it, everybody. Thank you very much for watching. If you did like this video, as I said earlier, please hit the like, which is the thumbs up button below, and the subscribe button if you want to see more and you're not yet a subscriber. If you want to be notified of my videos, then please hit the bell, which is next to the subscribe button as well. Anything I mentioned today would or should be in the description box below in the drop down. But if you do have any questions, please leave them below or message me on Instagram or my email address, which is also below. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you're all well. I hope you all take care. Thank you very much for your comments from my previous video. I still need to work my way through them. I really appreciate it, and I appreciate all my new subscribers. So thank you very much for joining me in my stitching journey. See you all again. Bye.